Welcome to my channel. I am going to do a quick little recap of the NORCO fluid. I mean, this bike has been amazing. There we go. Popped it over. Come on. So what happened was last winter I was trying to redo the bearings on the Canyon Spectral 125. That became a total disaster. And right in the middle of that project, and I was starting to get frustrated with it, I saw that these frames went on sale. And I don't even remember the price I got this for, but I got it pretty cheap. And I basically just got the frame with the rear shock, and that's it. And so many of the parts that are on here just got directly switched over from that Canyon Spectral 125, and it was all XT components. And so I've been riding this all year, 29-inch front and rear, and I didn't think I would really like riding a 29-inch, but the geometry of this bike makes a 29-inch feel great. Like, I am impressed with this. Some of the things I have changed out are the stem and the handlebars. It is Deity. This is becoming kind of my favorite setup. This exact combo is very likely going to end up on my bottle rocket. Deity stem, Deity bars. And then I think oh yeah, I had to get a wolf tooth resolve dropper. I upgraded the seat, and then of course all these little components. I got wolf tooth grips, wolf tooth pedals, wolf tooth lock rings on the rotors, and so on. Oh yeah, and a wolf tooth dropper. Yeah, that's right. So I got all these little blue accents, and this was last year's kind of build, and it turned out great. It looks great. During the Midwest Bike Fest, I actually took this to the wolf tooth booth to show them how cool it is with all the wolf tooth blue parts on it. And the nice thing about it all being the same brand is they pretty much match. The anodized matches, and even matches with the Fox fork. So pretty cool. And even the RockShox little blue ring on there. So yeah, it's looking dialed. So this bike rides really good, and why I really like it is, and I left the sticker on here, so it's a size small, right? 29-inch wheels, and 140 front, 130 rear, which is what it has. Geometry is pretty sweet. So reach is 420, which is perfect for me. And then 425 rear center. Well, that's chainstay, so center to center here. And that's a short chainstay for a 29er. And then head to angle is 65 degrees, C2 angle 76, right? So it's not too slack. It's got short chain stays and so on, and so it feels really good. Like, as a 29er, it's super poppy, it's throwable, all of that stuff, like maneuverable, things like that. The only disadvantage of 29-inch wheels for me is because I am 5'7" and a 30-inch inseam. I tend to buzz my butt on the rear tire every once in a while, and usually if I'm jumping or really doing something more aggressive with it, I'll sit on the rear tire, and that's no fun. And that kind of leads me towards any future bikes I get. I'm going to just kind of go back to 27.5. It's either going to be mullet or front and rear 27.5. The bottle rocket is front and rear 27.5. But I rode this bike at Spirit. I beat it up pretty good, and then I had a crash at Theater Worth, and I broke the XT lever fuck? So I'm gonna have to get a new lever. This is an SLX one that I happen to have in my parts bin, but I'll set up a matching set of levers for this bike. Again, so that will be something I do over the winter, and then I'm thinking I'm going to replace the rear shock with the Fox one I have laying around, so I'll show you that here. A big rock. Yeah. Oh. So this shock came out of the Canyon, and it's a Fox Float X Performance. Pretty nice shock. The only adjustment it lacks is the little one up here, which I believe is compression, slow speed compression, something like that. I'll have to figure that out, but there is a kit I can buy, and I might order that if there's any available, and update that lever. And this shock is completely compatible, and I can put that on there. The reason I'm thinking of doing this, this shock did great. It's a super deluxe, but it's making funny noises, and I beat it up pretty bad, and yeah, I could probably send it in and have it rebuilt, which I might do anyway, and just have it as a spare. But I want to try this shock and see how I like it also. So that's really it. This has rebound here, that has rebound. This does have a slow speed compression adjustment, so I feel like if I'm gonna want these to be equal, I should get that little cap on there so I can adjust this. So we'll see, but that's the only two things that I'm going to change on this bike. It's so good as it is that I just need to fix the rear brake lever, and I'm thinking of switching out the shocks. So yeah, there you have it. That's pretty much it for the Norco Fluid. Just a really good bike. Like it's everything I dreamed it to be. And when I bought it on a whim, it was mostly because I looked at the geometry chart and was like, damn, I really want that frame. It's right in that spec geometry wise that I know I like, and I've learned over many different frame sizes and trial and error and everything what I really like. And so now most of my bikes are falling into that, you know, 420, 425 kind of category. So the Santa Cruz Vala, this, the Haro Saguaro, my Transition Bottle Rocket are all that similar reach number. And I also put taller rise bars on my bikes. Taller rise there, taller rise there, taller rise on my Haro Saguaro. And I'll end up with, well, I have taller rise on there, but I'll end up with the Deity version. So yeah, it's pretty much where I'm at, and I'm glad I found out what I like and what works for me. And there you have it. So my plan now is I basically just have to disassemble this thing, clean it. I'll probably inspect the rear cassette, make sure it's not too worn, things like that, because it's now gone through 2 seasons. Keep in mind, I have multiple bikes, so I don't get too many miles on any one bike. So normal for most people, 2 seasons on a cassette, they're going to need to replace it if they're only riding that one bike. But because I'm jumping from bike to bike to bike, no one bike gets too many miles on it. So there's probably a good chance this cassette is still good. It still seems to shift fine and everything. And I also use Strava on my rides, and I use the gear. So, you know, I specify which bike I'm riding. So I have, you know, mileage on these components, so I can kind of decide when I need to replace things. So, but I definitely need to take it apart, clean it, re-lube things, and do all that, and give it kind of that complete overhaul over the winter time. And while I'm in the process of doing that, I'll replace the brake levers and stuff. I already worked on the rear brake caliper because the pads were making nasty noise. It wasn't grabbing very good, and so now it's feeling better. I appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe.